But what's up? Feel me, man. Feel what's up? 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 You can get with this, but you can get with that. You better get with this one. This one's that. What's up? 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 And he's giving each other, leaving the competition. Look at the disappearing, baby magician. Alright, good, the wheels fall off.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Episode 17.
Remember when he used to do that in his entrance?
Yeah.
Do you, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember he did that with when he had his I don't want to say partner, but when he was always coming out with Carmella.
Oh, yeah.
I sort of what they had, like, what was it, dance break or 10 second? Because 10-second dance party was Jonas. What did they call it? Was it just dance break?
Maybe. No, I thought dance break was Cameron.
Dang it! No, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Dance break. I don't think Carmella and R-Truth had anything like that, did they?
Yeah. Like, even in the middle of their freaking matches.
Oh yeah, but I don't know what it was.
All right, so t-shirts. I am wearing. I think previously I wore my Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt shirt, but today I have my Alexa Bliss shirt from when she was with Wyatt.
I am wearing Sheamus, the old Sheamus shirt.
Yeah, very old Sheamus shirt.
Old Sheamus.
All right, so let's get started. I got lots of stuff, and I got a big thing that's gonna change a lot of lives, I think.
Yeah, I'm very nervous. You mentioned that before we started recording, and I'm very nervous. I kind of want you to get it out of the way right now.
I'm more tempted because it's the biggest to save it for last, kind of thing.
Okay.
But keep in mind, for those viewers who are watching later, either, if you don't care about wrestling and you're watching for whatever, this isn't wrestling related, but it is a very big thing that can change a lot of lives. So, either skip to the end or wait to the end. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm very nervous about what you're talking about.
However, sometimes knowing us, it could end up in the middle anyway. So you might as well watch the whole thing.
As well.
All right, so starting with wrestling. This I found before we started recording, or before we started looking stuff up. I found it earlier, and I almost called you, but I knew you had just left to go to your parents. The Undertaker revealed what he told Bray Wyatt at Raw 30.
Ooh, what'd he say?
He basically said, and he didn't quote himself and what he said. He said, I just let him know, or he told Wyatt he's always able to come for him for advice. He said, I just let him know, too, that my phone's always on. If he needs to talk to me about things or run things by me, that's cool.
Nice.
So
he's going to be the new Taker. I'm okay with this. Yes.
WrestleMania 39.
Woo!
It was supposed to be Lesnar against Stone Cold. But apparently Stone Cold is not. He's turned down the wrestling show.
Thank God.
Or he turned down wrestling on the show. Whatever wording you might want to use. So they're saying we're told that rumors of Gunther are false and that Steve. So they're thinking it might be Lashley.
So Brock and Lashley at Mania?
Yeah.
I feel like those two could put on like a good mid-card match.
I mean, we've had a few matches for them, and according to this article, which I find weird, but it says both of their previous matches are considered underwhelming considering the quality of the bouts the two behemoths can be expected to deliver. I thought they were good matches.
I thought they were okay. Like, I think part of it is just like, I don't know if it's a WrestleMania worthy match, but it'll be a good, like, I don't want to say bathroom drink break, but not necessarily something you really need to pay attention to.
Right.
Like, I feel like that match would be a good match to catch up on all the shots and drinks that were behind.
Maybe. All right, so we should prerequisite a lot of this with, which we'll probably discuss a little bit later. We are both very poor, which I know we mentioned last week, to the point where now we're not even able to necessarily watch the weekly shows.
Yep.
So like I've been getting clips on my TikTok and
Yeah.
look or Instagram or whatever here and there. And then obviously the big one up on my. I don't really check my Google feed all too often, except for.
Mhm.
But so I feel like that might lead to, on top of losing our streaming software, like we can still do Anchor, but with the fact
Yep.
that if we can't even really watch the shows, we might have to put a pause on the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that and figure it out in the future. Let you know when we find that out. That being said, one of the things that has been showing up on news and everything, which I found out now for a fact why, Corbin and JBL split on Raw.
So, I wish they could find something for Corbin.
Well, it turns out it's not that they can't find something for Corbin. It's because JBL is no longer going to be on TV.
Ah.
So I don't know. Again, it kind of sucks for Corbin, but
Yeah.
that is why, because
Oh,
JBL is
shoes.
no longer going to be on TV.
Well, good, but I'm sad for Corbin because I feel like this is going to throw him right back in the, like way back in the, stuff again.
Yeah.
The land of obscurity.
All right. So this article, this is one thing that I'm definitely going to plan to at least either watch SmackDown or try my best to watch right after if I cheese and crackers if I can, because we have the SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line
Tomorrow?
against Ricochet and Strowman.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they won the big.
Oh yeah, I assume they would win that.
So this article is the 3 possible outcomes that these people think for that match. Number 3, Jay leaves Jimmy and the rest of the bloodline high and dry.
Okay.
Which, because Jimmy had said, where was that quote? Jimmy said on, I believe it was Raw or the SmackDown before, that Jimmy will be there. Like, even though he's not talking to me, which means he's definitely not going to talk to anybody else, he will be there. But, maybe he won't. Option number 2, Jay shows up and accidentally costs the Usos the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Okay. So no one thinks that these SmackDown Tag Team titles are staying so far.
Option 1, Jay baits, which it does say that a lot of people are going to be pissed if this is what happens. But Jay baits Sami Zayn into a false sense of security before the match. He attacks him, then carries on as business as usual.
Oh, damn it. I want that to happen.
And it says, what better way to pull on WWE fans' heartstrings than by taking them for an emotional roller coaster ride of uncertainty?
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
To add insult to injury than by booking the Usos to successfully defend their tag team titles after a hint of implosion.
as much as I want that to happen, I'd hate it, but I want it now.
I feel like if they were to defend and retain somehow, it'd have to be like an accident that they won. I would not be happy with the swerve. Obviously, again, kind of what they said, be pulling on our heartstrings, making us sing like an implosion. So, like, I feel like it'd have to be like an accident that they won or something.
Yeah. See,
which the article didn't go into, and I don't know how doable it is, if they swapped in, quote unquote, Sammy Uso in the Raw Tag Team title match, why not swap in, even though he's not like an Uso, but swap in Solo?
Oh, maybe.
That was my original thought. So I don't know.
Definitely could be a thing.
Because it wasn't Sammy. Sammy Uso is not his last name. So, like.
Yes, it is.
Why not swap in Solo?
Right. No, that's actually not a bad plan. I feel like they could do that, but I feel like it had to be. Because I don't know, like, whether swapping him in would be a thing, because I don't know about Freebird rules with the bloodline. Because I know the New Day had the Freebird rule, but I don't know if the bloodline does or not. I don't think they technically do. That'll be something I'll have to do.
Yeah. Now,
Since
this
they've
has
got-
been a long time coming, and I think it's a joke, but I don't want it to be.
Okay.
So we might have a potential match for WrestleMania 40.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I think so, I guess.
I don't think you are.
Okay.
Bailey
Mm-hmm.
versus Michael Cole, baby,
Yes!
at WrestleMania 40.
Yes, that could be main event.
Been a long time coming.
That right there's main event.
So apparently
right there.
Bailey was a guest on the Bump, and she answered a fan's question about a potential match with her and Michael Cole,
Yes.
revealing that the WWE announcer has to say to her every time he sees him backstage. He comes up to me every single time I see him and says, "When are we going to have our match? I'm undefeated." And I'm like, "Dude, I have a lot to do, but there will come a day when I can finally whoop him and maybe take his job," Bailey said.
Yes! That's a main event.
Yeah.
No, I that's not main event, but that's fun.
Yeah, that might be pre-show, as much as I would hate to say it. If they did go back to doing pre-show matches, that would
That'd
definitely be
perfect on pre-show, because then Michael can get back to commentary or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's fine. I like that.
Right.
Let's make that happen.
Again, so there's been a little bit of anger in the wrestling group fans for this, but Bailey and Becky did finally get their steel cage match on Raw,
Mm-hmm.
which there was interference by Lita.
By Lita? Oh, I miss Lita.
But a lot of people are pissed about it, but it makes a lot more, as much as I hate to say it, it makes more sense when you think that the match was supposed to originally take place on Raw 30.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people are pissed. They're just like, why the fuck is Lita here? This makes no sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. If it was supposed to happen on Raw 30 and she was supposed to interfere in it then, yeah. And then just kind of trying to keep the same plan.
Yeah.
So what, is it going to be Lita and Bailey at Mania?
No, this said, where did it go? It said somewhere, oh, maybe that was a different article. I think it was supposed to be Bailey, Lita, and someone else. I can't remember who, but it wasn't Becky. It was supposed to
Trish?
be. Yes.
Oh. Because I said something about like Trish Stratus doing something, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Trish, Lita, and Bailey at some sort of match that they're building, possibly.
Yes. That will be a beautiful match.
Just Bailey out there with a bunch of old
when
ladies.
Trish and Lita are done. Much as I want it, that needs to be when they're done.
Yeah.
Like if they're going to do this, Bailey's got to win.
Right.
But he has to win in the most spectacular way, heel way possible.
Obviously, her Dakota and or Io are gonna get involved.
Depending on if they saw the tag team titles, they might have a match.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's pretty unpredictable. I like that. That's fun.
So this article helped me with my report, which I have not mentioned to the podcast. I have a new report. I mentioned last time I had a report for my one English class. This is a different English class, and I'm supposed to do a not compare and contrast, but a evaluation essay. And so I have picked WWE. I got to move my camera down because it's showing way too much of the ceiling and not me. Not ceiling, but wall. So one of the things in this kind of essay is apparently because I'm making it a very positive essay because I love WWE. Obviously, there's some bad things to it, but I have to have at least supposed to have one negative thing to balance the essay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we had discussed, which I got your help with from earlier, is that if you really want to be all involved, you have way too many shows to watch. We have Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Main Event, Premium Live Events, Raw Talk, Talking Smack, Broken Skull Sessions, The Bump, NXT UK, which is going to become NXT Europe, and one that we forgot about that this article reminded me of, NXT Level Up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
And according to this article, we're getting they fired someone and they're getting a new commentator, Blake Chadwick.
For which one?
Blake Chadwick, who's
or for what show? Oh,
for NXT Level Up.
Okay.
His WWE name is going to be Blake Howard.
Okay.
So he will be debuting on this Friday's episode with Byron Sexton.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch NXT Level Up.
Apparently, it's right after SmackDown.
I'm assuming on like Peacock.
Probably. It just says airs after SmackDown every Friday night.
Interesting. Okay.
Suda Saha, I probably butchered that, but that was, I guess, the person who left.
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
All right, so that leaves one more wrestling article that I have. This is a rumor roundup, so keep in mind these are all rumors and not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
According to PW Insider, and this one kind of pisses me off, and I hope it's not true because she literally just came back. Alexa Bliss is taking a break from WWE television. There's no word on how long the break will last, but it is noted that it is not injury related.
Maybe she's having baby after getting married.
You know, as much as I would love Baby Bliss, like, again, she just came back. She's got this new storyline that they're trying to build into.
Yeah, I agree.
And everybody's confused as to where she fits in. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said there was at least some talk of creating a new championship that Cody Rhodes would have probably won if WWE ended up doing Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania like they wanted to. But that's obviously not happening now. They're planning to eventually separate the WWE and Universal titles again, though.
Yes, good.
So they were going to make a whole new title for Cody? Come on!
So, okay, so what Cody would like to do is he wants to bring back the Winged Eagle title belt, because that was the one that his dad almost won.
Yeah.
But he wants to do like a more modern version of the Winged Eagle belt.
Okay.
Which I love the Winged Eagle belt. It looks sweet.
I'm going to save this middle one because there's 5 rumors on this article. I'm going to save the middle one for last because I hope it's true and I'm super excited for it. So, number 4, for what it's worth, Booker T said on his podcast that he believes his appearance in the Royal Rumble match will be his last time he ever wrestles.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but good.
I know where you're trying to go with that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, you know, how to say words, but
yeah. Number 5, Dirty Dango, the artist formerly known as Fandango in WWE, told Windy City Slam he signed a 1-year contract with Impact Wrestling.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I feel like he'll be more liked there than in WWE.
Now, originally, this wasn't a big thing for me because I know she was brought up at the Rumble, and I wasn't necessarily pleased with it per se. Mm-hmm. However, after seeing a video today, reminded me of something. It was a really long video on my TikTok, I think. Maybe it was Instagram, but Meltzer also said Indy Hartwell was given a, quote, main roster look this week, so we'll see if they end up wanting to call her up soon.
Mm.
Now, again, during Rumble, I wasn't necessarily excited to see her in the Rumble because I thought Cora Jade was a better option.
Yeah.
However, the video that showed up on my For You page or whatever was actually a really long video of The Way. So if she gets called up, all 4 members of The Way will be on main roster. So they might be able to possibly at least make jokes or something about it, if not reunite. I doubt they'll reunite the way Theory and Gargano have been going in the past. But
yeah. I will be, let's go.
Either that or even just to have her go back with doing her thing with Dexter. Either way.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. Let's go.
All right.
So there was a signing that I just saw earlier today. I didn't read into who it was or anything, but it said like it was like a big signing and they were expected to make their debut tomorrow.
Interesting.
I was like, what? Huh?
On SmackDown?
Yeah.
Why is my microphone all the way down? That might explain why you couldn't hear me. Does my sound better now?
Yeah. But I was I just, like, I didn't look at who it was, but I was like, wait, it's on SmackDown already, and they were just okay.
All right, you want to do your music news that you have?
Yeah, I do. So, I almost just said Blink 182. It is Linkin Park.
Oof.
Linkin Park is releasing a song from the Vault tomorrow with Chester on vocals, which I'm nervous. I feel like it's going to be difficult listening to his voice now, but middle school me is hype.
Right. The name of the
Middle
song
school
is
me is
called
ready.
Lost. I
What?
thought that was kind of the name of the song is called Lost.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. But we will see how it goes. Obviously, they're okay with releasing Chester's stuff now again. So if they have anything else, that'd be sweet. If not, cool. But they did. They're doing it. Let's go. I'm middle school me is excited. Let's see what they got.
Right.
And then Lorna Shore's Will Ramos was in a song today that I listened to that I was not a huge fan of, so it doesn't even. I mean, Will was fantastic, but I wasn't a big fan of the song. Just first listen through. Other than that, that's nothing really going on in music this week. Next week, I feel like, is when we're going to start slamming into album releases and what have you. Next week, news will be more interesting. Oh, new Pierce the Veils this week. I'm stupid. Yeah, if you're an emo kid like me, new Pierce the Veil tomorrow. Go listen to it. If you haven't yet and you're listening to it tomorrow, what's wrong with you?
Okay, so I want to say it was last week that I mentioned this. Maybe it was the week before. Tron 3. Unless that was the year wrap up that I mentioned it.
I feel like it was only a couple weeks ago.
So it is finally actually going to happen. It is going into production in August. And details are emerging about the characters and the story.
Okay.
The only official person who we have as cast, at least according to this article anyway, is Jared Leto is going to be playing the main character, main antagonist, Ares.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, we don't know about any returns or anything, and I don't necessarily want to go too much into detail about the plot yet. But I definitely hope we get. I mean, maybe not Jeff Bridges because he's getting. I don't know if he's still doing stuff. Yes.
How many old though?
That's a good question. Let's click on the link and see.
I feel like he's got to be getting up there, right?
Jeff Bridges.
I'm gonna guess 52.
He was born in 51. Or no, that's when he was. He was born in 49.
Oh.
He's
okay,
70
so
years
yeah,
old.
I was off by a lot.
He's getting. Let's see if
maybe he can make a cameo.
Right. As I see, he's been in a TV show this year.
What show?
Before that was in 2018, but this year he's been in a TV show, The Old Man. I don't know if he's the main character or not, but
I hope he is. Now maybe he can do like a little cameo or something. I'd be okay with that. Kind of like when Stan Lee was in why can't I think of the movie now? But he made a little cameo at the end of one of the I want to say it was the whatever movie Groot's in. I can't think. Batista.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
There we go. Yeah, I want to say he made a cameo on the at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel fans, don't kill me. I know I'm wrong.
Thank you for giving me a lovely segmentation into my next one.
Yeah.
Segue. That's the word.
Segmentation.
Did Us.
Mm-hmm.
It actually lost 2.4 million subscribers.
What? Yeah, I was one of them.
It's so because of that, what did they say? They're going to fire 7,000 global staff and plan to cut $3 billion from its content budget.
Dang. I didn't stop because I wanted to.
Now, the really bad thing is actually at the end of the article, which might actually affect you a little bit. I know right now you're paying for it, but you're probably running out of money for that. Peacock lost $1 billion last quarter.
Oh.
So the company is planning to nix its free ad-based tier to make up for that shortfall.
Yeah, I'm already paying for the ad-free.
Right,
Wait, is that going to stop charging me the extra $5?
No. I'm saying it means they're going to stop. They're going to get rid of their free tier. So you're going to have to pay. So even though, like, I know you already pay, but like on the off chance you decided, screw it, I'll go to free, that's not going to be a thing anymore.
All right. Well, shoot.
You have to pay for Peacock.
Damn.
And apparently Paramount is thinking about merging Showtime and Paramount Plus.
Damn it. Well, no, I don't pay for Paramount, but
I need to, just so I can watch the new season of iCarly still at some point.
Yeah, the only reason I would even have Paramount is for SpongeBob and Jimmy Neutron and the new iCarly. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's nothing on there that, well, I do South Park specials air on there.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's something you should bring up, actually.
I'm going to. I was waiting for a good time to do that. All right, I guess now do that time.
Yeah. I'm done with all my stuff. All I got is my big one left.
All right. Well, South Park new season started yesterday. I am currently on a terrible journey that I've put myself on. So this started off a week ago on Friday, just me saying how much South Park, if I started from episode 1, how far could I get in the weekend? And I got to like season 3, which turned into, let's see how far I can get like in a full week. And then last night, the new South Park premiered, the new season. What did I do? But I took it 10 steps too far and said, I'm not allowed to watch the new season until I've watched every other season.
And you did say there's specials too. At least
there are specials that I'm gonna watch the COVID and the vaccination. I don't think I'm gonna do like the Streaming Wars one. Like either Streaming Wars, but I'm gonna do the COVID and the vaccination at least, and then I might do whichever one Kenny dies in, the new, like the 20 years in the future or whatever. I might watch that one too, even though that's technically not canon. I might still watch those, but other than that, I am on season 5, episode 8 right now.
Nice.
So I have slammed through, even since I told you, I've slammed through another 10, 11 episodes.
Nice.
I'm currently, it is on the background of the podcast.
Every once in a while, I'll hear like something. Not enough to make anything out, but.
Yeah, we just finished actually one of my favorite episodes ever. It's the one where Cartman gets an amusement park. And he literally buys an amusement park so he can be in there by himself. And he screws himself over by like the rides start to break down, and so he has to start paying people, thus getting people to come in so that he gets paid enough to pay the people. And so eventually he just has a thriving theme park and like making so much money, and he's so mad about it because he just wanted to be there by himself.
I'm going to try something different. Apologize for the angles for everybody watching, but I realize when I'm filming this, I never really look at the camera. I'm always looking at you, so I'm going to put the camera literally right by you. So then it's at least somewhat looks like I'm looking at the camera.
All right.
All right. I guess it is literally the middle of the podcast.
Yep.
Do you want to go into my big thing, I guess?
Let's do it. What do you got, buddy?
All right. So I mentioned to you, I want to say it was the day of the Rumble. Or the day before, or whatever, that there was an update on the gaming license for D&D.
Yes. Yep.
And that they had decided, screw it, you guys have told us what you wanted. We're not going to mess with the gaming license at all, and we're going to
Yep.
actually include more content.
Yeah. I was in my laundry room. I remember this.
Yep. And I have not mentioned that on the podcast. So there's that update.
Now to ruin that.
Yes, to ruin that. Now, I will prerequisite this by saying there's a difference between canceling and boycotting.
Mm-hmm.
Canceling is, literally trying to, blow up the internet, tell everybody, hey, this company needs to be shut down, blah, 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 blah. Boycotting is just, maybe telling people like, hey, maybe we shouldn't necessarily buy this. I'm going to stop buying it. They're stupid, whatever.
Yep.
The same guy whose letter that I read on the podcast, but when they were talking about, hey, we'll give you an update when we have an update. His name was Eric Brink.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised I didn't remember that more because of the fact that was or Kyle Brink, not Eric Brink.
Well, there was an Eric too.
What?
There's an Eric in school too.
Yeah. So he has now, and I don't know when this happened. It was on a podcast that's called I don't want to screw up the name of the podcast and then I'll get canceled.
You're already going to get canceled.
Dang it, what was the name of the podcast that he was on? 3 Black Halflings.
Okay, cute. Fun name.
Right. So apparently he said, and I'm going to paraphrase this first part because the article only goes into a certain part. He said, the game used to be, D&D used to be stereotypically played by men that look like me, that look like this, and sit in a basement and play. And he has said on this podcast, he said, here we go. This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assume that D&D players were all, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. So in my viewpoint, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
What?
He does not like white men playing D&D. He wants to be open and, the black halflings, playing. So that's been, again, I don't know when it happened, but I did see there's a video in the article of someone else saying something about it. He says, it's certainly racist. It's proof Wizards of the Coast does not want the business of what was a large part of their traditional fan base.
Yeah, that's pretty, you know me. I'm all for inclusion. Everyone can do everything. I don't care.
Same, I agree.
But that's a little too far.
Yeah, saying that you don't want, again, I understand, he doesn't want people to think of D&D as white guys in a basement. But that doesn't mean it still can't be.
Yeah. All right. Well, wow.
So, again, why I'm saying, make a change and whatever, I still plan to, as best as we can, try to wrap up the stories of current characters, especially Ajajo, because he wanted to retire the character anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not just going to straight up stop playing. We're going to try to wrap up everybody's story nice and neatly if we can. But then, honestly, if he doesn't want me playing, and that's he's the what was it? The executive
Yeah, he's executive something or other.
So if he doesn't want us playing, then you know what? Let's see what happens when he loses all of us.
Yeah.
He apologizes or something.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with that.
So.
Wow. All right. Well, if you watch our D&D content, don't for much longer.
Right. He's not at this current. Well, I guess currently not making money off of us. I bought the Ravenloft book.
This is going to be a huge backlash. I feel like, though.
Yeah.
So, again, of how you feel and both of us are so inclusive. Generally we're inclusive to things.
Yeah.
But even when it offends us, we're like, wait, hold up a second, man.
Yeah, because I've told you multiple times. I've told other people multiple times. I wanted to run Ravenloft because there was a story about a guy who ran the same campaign for like 53 years. I
Yeah.
wanted that to be Ravenloft for me. I wanted
Yep.
to run the campaign for years to come.
Oh, I'm sure this won't last long, or he won't last long, or something. Something's
Yeah.
gonna happen very, very fast.
Because a lot of people would be just getting upset at Wizards of the Coast in general, or Hasbro, who owns Wizards of the Coast, because they just recently took over.
Yeah.
Because of everything going on with One D&D, they have paid subscribers to beta test, which is fucking weird. I mean, I realize it's a big game, but usually when you're beta testing, people don't have to pay to beta test.
Yeah, usually you just beta test in like because that gets your best judgment of like if shit's working or not. Is having
And
ever.
obviously with their even attempt to change the open gaming license, they got a lot of backlash for that. And then while I pulled up an article and I ended up closing out of it because I didn't think it was necessarily worth mentioning, but I guess I should have kept it up. Apparently, people are thinking that the Magic the Gathering, because Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast owns Magic the Gathering, they are still getting a lot of shit for just constantly putting out new product, and a lot of big time players and people who've been playing for years are like, listen, I don't have the money to keep shelling out for all
shit.
this
Yeah.
product, so you need to slow down putting stuff out, and they're not, so they're losing people. And apparently, people are literally selling their entire collections. Gaming stores are lowering because of that. Gaming stores aren't ordering as much.
Yeah.
And people aren't, card prices are going down because of the putting out too much product.
Yeah.
So, they're just losing, they're getting L's everywhere. So Wizards of the Coast needs to fix something quick.
Yeah, really, really bad.
Not necessarily canceling, but what's the word I use? Boycotting. We need to send someone a message.
Yeah.
So again, we'll try to,
know that
in case they don't fix it, I want to have everybody's stories wrapped up nice and neatly if we can. It's going to be really hard to wrap up Christina. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think we do. I think we just let Christina just.
I mean, if you're fine with it, I guess, but I would hate to, like, years later, well, Christina we left it open. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Christina's a very.
It would take way too much to figure out how to wrap her up.
Yeah. I feel
You know what? I have an idea. I don't know if you'll like it. What if she gets betrayed by Aslan and Aslan kills her?
Ooh, shoot. Oh, wait. Does he do sacrifices? Because maybe she could, like, offer herself up as a sacrifice for him. Because she would do that 1,000%.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to think of that at some point.
Yeah. Or maybe Rose kills her to get back at her for her killing Rose.
Oh, maybe.
That could be fun.
I hate how all of these end with Christina's death.
Well, okay, you honestly think that Christina would live? Like, if we had...
No, I don't.
Logically, that's the point of wrapping someone up.
No, I 1,000% know that she would
have to make we have to make the death something that you'd be happy with happening. How it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because of how he plans on using it, Ijajo is not going to be killed. Ijajo wants to just go back to his main world, and then he plans on using. He told me he wants to use Ijajo and the inn as a base for his campaign he's running with a different group.
Mm-hmm. So for a half a second there, I was afraid, and I was hoping you'd mention it. So my heater turned off at the exact moment my TV paused. And so I thought I lost power. I was like, oh shit. But you didn't mention my light went off, so I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah, nope, your light, nope, everything's good.
But it could have been like it couldn't have been like a more perfect time, because like every once in a great while HBO will pause.
Yeah.
And like I have to kind of like push play. It's kind of like the "Are you still watching?" I feel like kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like it just happened to be at the exact moment that went off and that paused, and I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
No, I feel like once Christina's done, I gotta retire that character.
Yeah. Well, again, if shit goes, they apologize or Eric apologizes or they get their shit figured out,
Right.
I still want to keep running this, and being that this is an open world and with how we've set Christina up, I would love for her to just be there for if we ever need not necessarily a whole fix, but just she has so much
Baggage.
no what's the word when like they can do multiple different things?
I don't know. I don't know.
Starts with an S. Just like she can be used in multiple different ways if we need. Again,
Yeah.
she can be used if the carnival comes back. Again, she's
there.
out of game for if my players end up watching this, which is why we're on YouTube, is so Josh can watch it. But she's possibly helping. Gonna run into Sijin and Rose at Rose's domain. She's versatile. That's one of the words I can use. Wasn't the one I was looking for, but Christina's versatile. You can use her in a lot of different ways.
And she can bite stuff.
Yeah.
At Bites Christina on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there's so many things we should and could do with Christina. I really have to think about that.
Yeah, and again, she's part of in a way related to Aslan, so we could bring her back with that. Like, she's so many different options.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah. And on top of that, her twin, which we still have to
I forgot about the twin. Why is there so many things?
Even if literally if we just wanted to use the versatility, the twin could be her exact opposite.
And be all good and
be like the good half and the bad half, and maybe you guys she's literally your split personality, and like you guys used to be one.
Yeah.
And like if we could find a way to fuse you back, you'd be a semi-normal person.
Yeah, Christina. So Christina started off as like chaotic neutral, I feel like, or is she still chaotic neutral? Because now I'm evil.
Yeah, we changed her to evil.
They changed me to evil, and so like I feel like in that slip somewhere from chaotic neutral to evil, that's where my twin came out, and she was keeping the good balance sort of in check.
Well, no, because this picture of you and your twin was from when you were younger, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. So it can't really be.
Guys, literally, you've been fine the past like week, and literally, you did this last podcast. If you could not do this when I'm trying to record a podcast, that would be phenomenal.
Right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, again, we won't have to think too much about it right now because again, I'm hoping it doesn't end up happening. We'll just kind of whatever. Keep in mind we do have session this week.
Oh yeah, I gotta hope that people leave my house on time.
Oh, I forgot you said you were possibly doing a thing. What do you? Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. Probably not. They probably won't.
I'm gonna try. I'll let you know. Like I'll at least.
Actually, that might be. I don't know how the rest of anybody else in our group is, but that might be. As much as I hate to say it, we might have to cancel again because people watch Super Bowl. I'll have to reach out and find out.
Yeah, see what other people think, because at the very least I'll be late.
Right.
Because I don't feel like people are going to stay past like 6:30 or 7 at the very, you know what I mean, at the very latest.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Josh, Garrett, and Ben don't watch Super Bowl. Doesn't mean, again, they're not having a Super Bowl or not Super Bowl party kind of thing anyway.
Because a lot of people who don't watch football watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I feel like Dylan probably would with like work friends or something, then go have like a smoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the new guy.
Yeah. I doubt he would. Well, no, people from other countries watch us. They watch us fall apart.
Right?
I feel like for a lot of other countries, like the America show is just the best show on TV.
I thought it was Drunk Xander versus dating sites.
Well, that's the second best.
Xander versus dating sites in general.
Yeah. No, that's in general. Like that's second best. I feel like the America show.
I don't think she listens currently, but maybe in the future, depending on how things go. I decided not to listen to my horoscope from that new app you got me in.
Okay.
I decided to text her about the dream,
Mm-hmm.
and it went well at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mentioned that my horoscope, or at the very end, after I told her all about it and she was responding, I told her that my horoscope told me not to tell her, and then she didn't respond.
Bro, I don't know what to think about you sometimes. So just
Yeah. Well, because that
Um,
was how I started the conversation. I asked her, I'm like, do you believe in horoscopes at all? And she says, yeah, a little, LOL, or yeah, LOL, a little, something like that.
right.
And then I mentioned, the Cosmo horoscopes used to be scary accurate for us. And then you showed me a new one today. And then I said it kind of fit a little bit with my feelings because of my dream I had. And she goes, oh, really? And I go, yeah, it involved you. And then she said, oh, really? And then I told her the dream. And she's like, and then I didn't get a text for a solid few minutes. And she's like, I don't know how to say it or how to respond to that or something. And I said a little bit more about the weirder parts, not the main part. And yeah. But anyway,
Interesting. Oh man.
so here's the thing, and this might not be a podcast thing, but we're kind of trying to stretch it out at this point because I think we both went through all of our stuff.
Yep.
She doesn't respond as it is usually, but right now I'm like, again, just me overthinking, but I'm like wondering if it's because of the fact that I'm, without a job and don't have money that she is not responding, and I don't want to say pulling back, but
then you know where you stand with her, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, the man's supposed to support and, pay for dates and shit, and I wasn't able to do that for like the last two or whatever, but
I mean, I guess again, like that kind of shows you where you stand. Like someone, if she really likes you, she's gonna stick with you,
yeah.
regardless. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out soon.
Yep.
My plan was, because I thought I think I did tell you. My plan was I was supposed to get a job today, and turned out they have a hiring freeze. But once I found out I got that job and I knew what the hours were going to be like, and if it was going to be back what it was when I worked there last time, my plan was going to be like, hey, listen, I'm not going to have any time except for every other Sunday, which I guess now possibly every Sunday now.
Yeah.
But I was, I'm going to have a lot of money. Again, once I get bills caught back up. So I was going to have like a straight up, I guess, as they used to call it, define the relationship kind of conversation.
Yeah, you guys need that.
But now that I don't have that job, I don't necessarily want to do that yet. I want to wait till I at least have a job, and I can be like, hey, I'm a man. I have money again. I can spend money on you. Yep. What do you want to do for a relationship?
Yep. And unfortunately, you'll just have to wait it out, I guess.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of wrestling news that I kind of forgot about that you don't necessarily care about, but kind of.
Okay.
So it was shoot. I see him all the freaking time on Twitter. Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
From AEW. Is very upset. He essentially on Twitter said something like F the roster. I only need Mox and Penta. Everyone else isn't necessary. Fuck off or something like that. And he was talking about like, I don't know why we had to see your the champion 4 times in one night in a 2-hour show. How much do we need? And he was like going off on Twitter. I was like, oh shit.
Interesting.
Either this is a work, gonna mean he's gonna go for the title, or he's genuinely pissed off at everyone except for Mox.
Right. That does remind me. I saw a TikTok posted by WWE. So I don't know if he's returning, when he's coming back, if he's just was. There were 2 people there that haven't been on TV. Admit it. Turns out one of them has actually been working out in the background.
Okay.
Big E was there.
Yes, that was the flower one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one was what was his name? I want to say Trent, but not Trent Seven.
Maverick, no, not Maverick.
Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze. So, okay, when I first watched it, I thought I heard the guy say Big E, and I was like, this must be an old video.
Nope, it's a new
I
one.
was like, nope, it's new. What's Big E doing?
Right. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. That's why they were doing it.
Well, yeah, but I was like, wow, Big E's there. Big E's there. What's happening?
Yeah, so I'm thinking he might be back tomorrow.
Oh, maybe. There was a I love the ending of that Bailey, just like, oh yeah, I'll take him.
And then stomps on him.
Yep.
Loved it. That was a lot of the comments were, I love Bailey. I knew she was gonna do that or something like that. And it was phenomenal.
I wasn't sure, like, I knew she'd do something like that, but I wasn't sure like how it would go.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people love that. That's one of those things which, again, oh, you know what? We forgot something else that we're supposed to do now that we just added recently.
Oh, that shoot.
Our new segment, which I really want to get like a little jingle for or something. Our unpopular opinions. I had one thought of. I did. Well, what was my one last week? Well, my one last week was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you weren't a big fan of the Cody Rhodes title run.
So what?
Case.
Yeah, so let's talk about my literal entire least favorite person currently in WWE, which I think I've sort of brought up on the podcast before, but I haven't straight up just said, and it just kind of fits. Bianca Belair. Just no to Bianca Belair. Again, I understood at first. I wouldn't say I was really ever a fan, but I will admit that I was a fan of the, which I have written down for my little essay. Storyline wise, I loved the Bianca and Bayley storyline. But she's had the title for too long. She's been pushed too much.
I forget that she has the title sometimes.
She wears it every time she comes out, but she doesn't necessarily mention it. Or they.
Yeah, I was just about to say, in my defense, I don't see it.
Right.
And then someone's always like, I'm going to challenge for the Raw Women's Championship. I was like, challenge who? Oh, yeah, Bianca.
Yeah, no, I'm just not. She needs to lose the title. Yeah. I mean, there are more deserving people. Liv Morgan. Who said that?
I don't know. I saw an article that Liv Morgan wants to start lighting tables on fire and bring back thumbtacks. She's like, listen, if I'm doing this extreme character, we're going all the way. And I'm like, yes.
She took, as much as I love Liv, she deserves a title run that was better than what she just had. That a storyline that they started with her being like extreme Liv Morgan, even when she just recently came back, I feel like she pulled back too much on that. Like they kind of had like a little bit of it showing up on TV, but it still wasn't what it was when she was trying to start that character. So I thought maybe they weren't even going to do that anymore. So if they're going to bring it back and she wants to do that extreme Liv Morgan, she needs to come back full.
She needs to lay into it.
Yeah. And
like lighting tables on fire and thumbtacks.
With that, though, I will admit, and again, I don't know if she was trying to sell it and sold it too well or what, but it seemed like she was legitimately hurting herself with everything she was doing. Like she seemed like she was trying to put on a smile, like she was enjoying it, but it also, you could tell like she was actually in pain.
Yeah, maybe,
I don't know if that's what she was trying to do or not.
Maybe the time that she took off, she learned to do more extreme stuff like that a little better.
That could be.
Because that was never her forte. She was always like in the ring, like every once in a while take a bump outside. She was never like diving herself through tables and stuff. And so like maybe some of that time off was her learning how to do that a little better.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an unpopular opinion you would like to add?
Reese's peanut butter cups are shit.
It's supposed to be a wrestling unpopular opinion.
Okay.
AEW, Impact, WWE.
When Reese's peanut butter cups sponsored Monday Night Raw in 2006, they were
ding dong, goodbye.
No, in all seriousness, there was a time where it was like They were sponsored by, I want to say like Reese's Pieces or something, and JR had to say like this whole freaking spiel every week about like Reese's Pieces, or like it was, I don't remember what it was, but it was funny. Oh man. So honestly, like I have not been paying enough attention to things.
I mean, it can even be somewhat older. To be honest
Yeah,
with you,
I'm trying to think of.
And again, any wrestling, anything.
Oh shoot, I just had one, but I forgot what it was. Actually, no, it's not unpopular. I think people would love that. I was about to say R-Truth should go in the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, no, people would love that.
Yeah, I definitely would. Oh, that reminds me. You keep thinking. I do want, actually, if anybody does watch this or listens to this and is still listening at this point in time, I found on my, because again, for those who don't know, I've only been in for 5, 6, maybe 7 years now. I was at your house the other night because I had a dentist appointment the next morning, and on my TikTok feed showed an old clip, and I want legitimate, like actual wrestling fans' opinions who've been in for years or whatever. I want your opinion on this. When R-Truth literally handed Moxley the IC title, Moxley's like, "I'm gonna come after that title," and R-Truth's like, "Oh, you want it? Here you go." What? Like, what do you guys like? Is that, do you guys hate that literally Moxley didn't even have to have a match for it, or is it because, like, I don't want to know? Oh, I loved Moxley. I was glad he got the title back, or like just as a storytelling or like anything. Like I realize, like I think your answer was, R-Truth can get away with anything basically.
Yeah, you can.
But I want like opinions on how that makes you feel. If you hated it, if you loved it, if you've changed your opinion since you originally watched it, if you didn't even know about it because it was just a backstage segment or something.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, you seemed generally surprised when I played it for you.
So it's not really unpopular opinion because I guess I don't really have one this week again.
You had one last week, didn't you?
I don't remember what it was.
Me neither.
But so I watched a video and it was like things that traumatized me as a kid watching wrestling.
Okay.
And they were all right. Thankfully, I missed out by a year of Lita and Edge's live sex celebration.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on that by like a year, so I didn't have to watch that. What I did watch was when the Great Khali, it looked like crushed Rey Mysterio's head.
Oh yeah.
When he was like doing like the vice grip or whatever, and like Rey like must have had like a blood cap or something in his mouth, and so like he just started like bleeding really bad from the mouth, and like he was just limp, and I was like, that Khali's killing Rey.
Yeah. Obviously that was before my time, but I've seen clips of it from probably on that Jerry Springer thing.
Yeah, because I was like I was what would I have been? 2007. I was like 12 or 13 maybe. And I was like I was freaking out because this is back when I thought it was real, or like real-ish, I'll say.
Yeah,
they could still like get me on a few things, but I was like, Khali's killing Rey. Somebody's got to no. That's just freaking out.
Yeah.
And I actually remember. So when Great Khali got inducted in the Hall of Fame, I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
I had to text one of my friends, and I was like, I have to thank you / tell you because I was at your house when Khali debuted.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to build like this giant roller coaster out of Connects or whatever while I was watching wrestling. And then Khali came out and destroyed Taker like nothing. And I stopped building the Connect and I just sat there stunned. And I was like, no one's ever done that to Taker before. What's happening? Who is that? But I had to let him know. I was like, hey, the guy that you watched with me, like for the 5 seconds that you've ever watched wrestling, just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
All right, just so we can try to make this as close to an hour as possible. Ding dong. Goodbye.
Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you kids do nowadays. Follow us on Linktrees, on all of our social medias, and we'll see you on the next one.